Hi, and welcome to Brief Brain Facts, where you supply the brain and we'll supply the facts.
Get this? Would you kindly find that?
Psychological principles and ideas consistently show up in various aspects of popular culture and entertainment. From the media we consume to the games that we play, psychological ideas and trends are either a central focus or lurking just beneath the surface. However, the portrayal of psychological principles are rarely accurate, and many ideas are more based on pop psychology, or very little understanding of actual psychology, and not based in science or research. Still, there are instances and examples in which the psychological phenomenon being addressed actually holds up. One of the most misunderstood psychological phenomenon in popular culture is hypnosis. Today, we ask the question: did the 2008 video game BioShock accurately portray hypnosis as it is currently understood, both psychologically and in the brain? And warning, there are spoilers ahead. Set in the 1960s, BioShock involves our protagonist, Jack, who finds himself in an underwater city, Rapture, following a plane crash in which Jack's the only survivor. While the city's history unfolds with the aid of clues scattered throughout Rapture, Jack's personal history is fragmented, much like the state in which we find the city of Rapture, and can be experienced through flashbacks, a memory of an event which took place in the past that abruptly presents itself, and hallucinations, an occurrence in which one has the perception of something that isn't really there. Throughout various points within the game, Jack's unseen guide, Fontaine, also known as Atlas, states a seemingly unimportant phrase, "Would you kindly?" before or after he requests Jack to carry out tasks. These tasks Atlas asks Jack to do include things as simple as picking up a wrench to heading to a new portion of the city. As Jack progresses, he discovers that this phrase isn't as innocent as it seems, and it's later revealed that the phrase "would you kindly" is a trigger, or something designed to set in motion an occurrence or act, and in Jack's case, forces him to follow through with orders made by Fontaine, or by anyone else who's familiar with the effect the phrase has on Jack. This phenomenon is a major plot point within the game, and so it begs the question, what kind of psychological experience is being illustrated? And how accurately is it being showcased based on our current understanding of the brain and behavior? As one of the oldest forms of therapy, hypnosis is a clinical technique that uses the power of suggestion to focus the mind in order to influence behaviors and treat psychological and physical ailments. However, in the world of BioShock, hypnosis is used for more wicked purposes. Atlas, or Fontaine, used the power of suggestion by stating the trigger phrase, "Would you kindly?" to provoke Jack into carrying out Fontaine's will to overtake and control the city of Rapture. And Jack was genetically modified or specifically designed to be hypnotized and utilized in this manner. Although we don't specifically design people to be a certain way, there is some evidence supporting a genetic predisposition for hypnotic susceptibility, meaning some people may have certain gene variants that make them more inclined to be hypnotized over others. In fact, there are individuals known for being highly hypnotizable compared to those who are moderately and not at all hypnotizable. Certain people are more likely to be hypnotized over others. According to researchers, these people may even experience hallucinations, amnesia, and pain control, all while under hypnosis. All characteristics displayed by our BioShock protagonist, Jack. For instance, Jack seems to suffer from co-occurring, meaning happening at the same time, auditory, hearing, and visual, seeing hallucinations. He also has a particularly high pain tolerance. For instance, not only is Jack able to withstand several hits from enemy mobs without any obvious signs of having sustained an injury, but also he self-injects Adam, a drug known for giving superpowers to the user, such as the ability to shoot electricity from the hands. Again, he does these injections without any signs of pain, and clearly suffers from amnesia, as he failed to remember the actions that he took to get himself to Rapture, or even the induction process, which is the process by which one is hypnotized. Amnesia in hypnosis is a well-documented phenomenon, and it even has a name, posthypnotic amnesia. And people can be made to forget. For instance, a study found that highly hypnotizable people, after watching a movie, were actually made to forget the details of the movie when told to do so under hypnosis. But Jack seems to be doing things of his own choosing, never really appearing to be in a hypnotic state or trance. However, researchers note that highly hypnotizable people, like Jack, are able to experience hypnosis without any indication that they are in a hypnotic state. Interestingly, something happens to Jack from time to time that doesn't really seem to fit the theme of hypnosis, and that is the emergence of intrusive memories, or flashbacks, a symptom well documented in those who have post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD. Highly hypnotizable people may have the ability to mix reality with their imagination, and experience this mixing as hallucinations, a term known as trance logic. This trance logic could cause memories of the past to be experienced as if they occurred in the present, and these hypnotic hallucinations could be equated as flashbacks. Researchers argue that disassociating during a traumatic event can lead to PTSD, and that there's a link between disassociating during trauma and entering a dissociative state that then produces flashbacks. Further, researchers argue that flashbacks are the result of hypnosis, as flashbacks are the exact same as hypnotic hallucinations. The emergence of PTSD is simply a result of uncontrolled auto-hypnosis or unintentional self-induced hypnosis. And brain imaging studies have supported the idea of hypnosis and PTSD having undeniable similarities, or at the very least, involving the same neural substrates, areas of the brain. For instance, people who have undergone hypnosis show increased activation of the frontal lobes, particularly the anterior cingulate cortex, or ACC, an area of the brain that is thought to be responsible for controlling interactions between cognition, motor ability, and perception of the senses in relation to changes in attention, motivation, and emotion. This activation pattern is reversed in people with hyperaroused PTSD. However, those with dissociative PTSD demonstrate activation patterns similar to those who have undergone hypnosis, with increased activation of the frontal lobes and the ACC. Altogether, these findings show that flashbacks and hypnotic states are remarkably similar. Further, this may help explain why our protagonist, Jack, seems to experience flashbacks. BioShock did a decent job at demonstrating hypnosis, including the fact that hypnosis is a voluntary process by which one cannot be compelled to do anything one doesn't really want to do. Yeah, that's right. Jack wanted to plant that bomb, slaughter the people of Rapture, and kill Andrew Ryan. Early in the game, Jack is given a choice to either harvest the little sisters for their resources, thereby killing them, or to save them. If you played like I did, you elected to save them. What's notable here is that Fontaine gave our protagonist an order to harvest the little sisters, but Jack didn't follow through with Fontaine's directive, demonstrating that even in a hypnotic state, one cannot be compelled to do anything one doesn't want to do. Where this actually does fall apart is when Fontaine tells Jack to kill himself via forcing Jack to stop his own heart. Jack goes about to find a solution to remove this effect, thus demonstrating being forced to do something one actually doesn't want to do. This admittedly is an odd portion of the game, and it really doesn't fit with what researchers understand about hypnosis. Further, the solution to remove the effect Fontaine holds over Jack involves a substance or medication. Again, this really doesn't fit our current understanding of hypnosis for a couple of reasons. First, despite popular belief, one's hypnotist doesn't hold power over you. Thus, again, you cannot be compelled to do something you don't want to do. Second, hypnosis is a state in which one increases focus via the power of suggestion. One cannot remove that effect with medication. If anything, hypnosis is a state of increased control, an idea not well portrayed within the game. Thus, BioShock did a decent job at showing the effects of hypnosis, but it did fall short in a few key ways. Knowing that Jack couldn't be forced to do anything against his morals makes us wonder one major thing. Was Jack really the good guy after all? Would you kindly like this video and subscribe to our channel? Thanks for watching.